Hi there, it's me, the EGD guy. Today I would like to show you how to do isometric drawings. Here I've got a worksheet that has got 6 little objects on it, and I'm going to start with the easiest one, which is that one there. And what I've done is I've already just marked off or taken the measurements from the drawing and just written them down. So just keep in mind that that's what I'm drawing, but I'm going to show you from the beginning how to do it. As you can see on that drawing, the 3 dark lines are your 3 isometric axes. This one over here being the vertical, this one is at 30 degrees, and so is this one at 30 degrees. So just keep that in mind. You'll see on all of them, the dark lines indicate that it starts off with 30 degrees. And it's sometimes referred to as 3D drawings. Now, what I will start off with is to actually show you that this is the 30-degree angle, this one here. Okay. And on the other side of your triangle you have the 60 and the 90 degrees. So it's the long set square, the longer one of the two. The other one is a 45 degree. But you're going to use this angle, 30 degrees, to draw your, and it works from your T-square. Now, at our school, I also make a small little board, and on that little board, you would have this edge of the edge of the set square, this here, lined up with the ledge that I've glued onto the bottom. So you work off that, but you also have to use another set square if you want to go higher, and that is like the sliding set square method. Put both on the T-square, and then you can move this up and down or wherever you want to take it. That's on the other board. But on these big boards, it's nice and easy to draw on. And I'm going to start off with those lines, the 30-degree lines, to show you that those are the big lines that we begin with. And remember, the size for the little block was 30 by 40 by 15. So there's my first line, that's 30 degrees. The second line will form a 30-degree angle from that one, also lined up on the T-square. The next one that I will do is, I'm going to use it this way because the light is better on this side. From that corner you go up. Now there's 2 ways of taking your measurements across. You can either use your compass by putting it on the corner, setting it to that line. Make sure that it is that correct size, and mark it off from here to there. Or I could use my ruler, go and measure that, it's 30. Take my ruler across here and mark off 30 millimeters. Remember, we work in millimeters. There's my millimeters. And at the same time, I can also measure the height, which is 15 millimeters. So from there, I'll go 15. And there's my length, depth or width. And this will be my height. All I need to do now is just to copy what I've done in the first instance. And what was that? I put my set square onto the T-square and draw from that point the vertical line. From this point, the vertical line. Because I'm making the box. Now I'll go there and I put my height in. Remember, the whole box is that height, so I've got to do it all round. Make sure that this is set up to your T-square. Yeah. From here we will go that way, which is still 30 degrees. and here we close the box by putting that line in there. There's my box. Now because I made it quite dark so that it could be seen better on the screen, what I will do now is just go and neaten it up a little bit, and then maybe just make it a bit darker so that it is all the lines are the same darkness. And there is my little isometric drawing. I will go and just darken everything, because now I know from there to there. Remember, you should do this in construction lines first and then darken it, so that all your lines and your printing is the same darkness. Now there, I made a mistake. You don't want that. You don't want double lines, because that will cost you marks. So what we do here, we go over that again, put my point there, and draw the line. That looks better. That one, and draw the line. Make sure that it's not going to give you a double line. I'll do the same on this side, on that line. Make sure your T-square is secure, because that could cause problems if it's not secure. And that corner, and this corner here to there. And all I need to do now is just to draw the vertical lines. I want to work on the light side. As my light is coming in from the right. There we go. There. And last but not least, close that line off, and there is my 3D block. And that's the first isometric drawing that you've done. I just want to go on to something a little bit more, one can say a little bit more complicated, but it's not really complicated. You use the same method that you started off with, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to move the camera a little bit so that we want to see that one, part of it anyway. There we go. The one I'm going to show you now is this one over here, and what I'll do is just to take the measurements off there quickly. That's 40, so in this case 40, and the overall depth is 30 like the previous one, and the height of this block is 35. So those are the sizes that we're going to work with, 40 by 35 to 30. Now there's two ways of doing isometric drawings. I like to use the block method, do the whole construction for the block in light lines, in construction lines, and then I cut out. But I'm going to show you that there are another way to do it as well, which might help some of you that have difficulties in doing it the way that I've explained the first one, how to do the first one. Here's my axes. Just need to do one more. And remember, because it's construction lines, they should be light. You can see them, but even there they are still maybe a little bit dark. I'm just going to use my set square, the measurements, but I'm not marking from the end of it, because that's not accurate. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 5 will be 40 millimeters, because I'm starting in from where that is. I'll go 1, 2, 3. That's my 30 millimeter depth, and the height was, and this one, because of the camera position, I am going to use my compass. Set it to 35. I'm starting on 45, and then setting it to 1, that will give me 35. To make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 35. I then use my compass to mark it off. I now will do exactly what I did on the previous one by taking up my vertical lines first. Right, then I will start closing off my block, closing it in so that I have a complete 3D drawing of the box, and then cut out from there. Now, as I said, I'll show you another method as well, which is not using the box method, but although I prefer the box method, I just want to erase that line so I don't get confused. From there, I draw a line again to close the box, and from here the same thing. There's my completed box. I can just neaten it up a little bit. It's good to have a decent clean eraser so that it doesn't leave marks. Now, because I've erased some of the lines, I need to just go back and make sure that they are completed nicely. Obviously going to give me a double line, so let's take it off. There and there. This will all be done in construction lines, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out from there. Now remember, the drawing that we're working on is this one here. So now I need to know what this distance is, what this distance is, and what that distance is. Or I could work from there. So you can start from this side, that side, or just continue from here, and that will then obviously, once you know this measurement, sometimes they don't give you this measurement, but they give you that. Say for instance that's also 15. Then you have to take the total length, subtract that from there, and that will give you 25. So this measurement from here to here is 25. Okay, so keep that in mind. They might leave some measurements out, but they will always give you other measurements from which you can calculate and get the right measurement. I just want to check whether that's 15 millimeters. Right, so I'm going to actually measure this here, and it comes to 25, so I'm going to use 25 just to make sure, and I'm going to measure this part over here, and that will be 15. So this part will be 15. So if you look at the bottom part, the first drawing, that one, is actually the same. I just added this part on here. So that block there was just added on top of that block. Okay, so we've got our measurements. Now I'm going to just mark off 15, and I go from 1, light side again. I go from 1 because I don't want to work from this damaged corner. So I'll go 1 and 15, there's 15. On this line over here, I can either measure there or here. I need to measure off 25, and 25 will be there. Now once I've got those two measurements, I can actually cut out the block. Remember, it's all in construction lines, so that I can erase lines at a later stage. This one here, I'll take that there. And all I need to do now is to realize that this part over here is going to be cut out, and it's not going to be part of the actual drawing anymore once I've done the rest of the lines. Now the rest of the lines would be going there, from there to there, and from there to there, all at 30 degrees. from your t-square. Now, surely you can see that this part now is the part that is going to be taken away. So I can actually go and erase that part. If you do the construction lines properly, you don't actually have to erase it. It could be left there, but as long as it is very light. Now, if you can use a eraser shield, then you can get the lines out very nicely onto the corner without taking the corner away. But for now, that's good enough. Now, what I'm going to do is, surely you can see that this here, there should be a corner there. And what you see here, you'll have at the back, because it's the same block and it's the same depth from here to there and from there to there. So I'm just going to take this line across. And what I do now is I take this line is parallel to the front line. And once I've got that, there's my little block. And all I need to do now is just to neaten it up a little bit. And then I can darken it, because I know exactly where each line is going to start and where it's going to end. As you can see, what I'm doing to save time, remember, in the exam you need to work fast. You only have so much time to do certain things, so this might help you to do it faster. All those lines first, then I use my set squares for the vertical lines. My set square is not tight enough, so make sure that it is secure from here to there, from here to there, from here to there, from here to there, from here, and I just need to start from here. I'm going to erase this because it's a little bit not straight. From here to there. And this way you basically have control over the pressure that you use on your pencil, because you're doing the lines all at the same time, so it helps to give you even solid lines. As you can see, that one over there has obviously gone on the A wall, and yeah, that looks, there's my little block. Okay, that was from start to finish. That's the block method. Now I want to show you that you can do that same drawing in a different way and still get the same result. So I'm going to try and do it next to that one so that you can actually see it. Now what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to draw my isometric axes like I did for each of these other ones. And my height. And then I'm going to use the other method that I prefer, the block method. This method is just another way of doing it. That's 40, so I'll go here, about 40. Then what it does is, that's 40, then I'll go up. So here I'm not making use of the block method, I'm just doing it as I see it. So that's just another way of doing it. There's that line. Now that line goes up by 35 millimeters, so I go with my ruler onto that line, and remember I'm using it from 1, so it should be 45. That will give me 35. I'm working like that so that I don't use the damaged end. Right, now what I do is that from there it goes that way, which is 30 degrees. Remember, we're doing isometric drawings. And that will be 15 millimeters. So I go and I draw or mark off that line. What does it do from there? It goes down. So I put my set square there, always on the T-square. That goes down. Now I can work up or down. But for now, I'm going to say that I don't know what that measurement is. But I know what this measurement is. That's 15. So instead of continuing from here, I could have worked out what that is, because I could take 15, subtract it from 35, and that will give me the answer. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go onto this line here, and I'm going to mark off 15, and that will give me that line. Okay, that's if I've drawn it. So make sure your set square is nice and straight with the T-square. There's my mark. Now, as you can see, we've already done the front part of this. And if you can start to visualize these different views, what it will look like from different angles, this will also help you. So in this case, this would have been my front view, because that's the longer side. Doesn't always work out like that. I could use this as a front view, but for your purpose, in other words, grade 8 and 9, normally the longer side, and normally on the right hand side, is your front view on isometric drawings. But the next step is to continue with this line. This line, this line, and that line. Now the depth was 35. Well, no, just 30. So on the depth line, I call it depth because that gives me the depth. Some people call it the width. There's my 30. Now look how easy this is. Once I've got that, I've got the front part. All I need to do now is to just go there, and I'm already starting to darken it because I know where those lines stop and where they end. From there to there, and from there to there. Now it's the same procedure as what I did on this one. I just have to darken all my lines to the same darkness. Remember, it's the same darkness as your printing. Your printing, your border lines, and your name block, or any notes that you put on the drawing, must all be the same darkness. Again, I'm doing all those lines going at 30 degrees first. Then I change my set square to the other side, and let's just flip it over, but it will still give me 30 degrees to my set square. There, check that it is like that. There it is, and now all I need to do is line up, draw, line up, draw, draw, and draw. It covers all those lines. All I need to do now is to darken my vertical lines. Make sure that your corners line up perfectly so that you don't have lines going over the corners, because that will be marked as a minus mark. And there's the same block, but I used a different method. Hopefully that will help you. I will want to do, the next lesson I'm going to do is to show you how to actually do another cutout. In other words, the back part won't be cut out, the front part will be cut out, so that you can see that it's building up from the first one that we did, that one there. Then these two, I showed you different methods, and the next one will be where I go to a little bit more complicated one, like that, and it's really not complicated. Actually, what I want to do is I want to change this one slightly. When I come back, you'll see how I've changed it. Thank you.